Today I'm watching Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 4. In the previous episode, Galadriel and Halbrand had kind of teamed up, formed this, unofficial alliance to try and go back to Middle-earth. Galadriel had found out what this symbol, that she's been searching for pretty sure centuries at this point, what it actually means. It's, the map layout of the Southlands and, kind of the mountain landscape. What I thought was the trident is like the line of the mountains, and then the E is kind of the three prongs is the, landscape and everything like that. So that was cool to finally get that piece in place. We didn't have Elrond in the previous episode. We didn't have Theo or Bronwyn in the previous episode either. We had this, battle scene or this escape from the orc camp, which did not go well. And then the episode ended with this meeting with Adar, who we didn't fully see, but I'm guessing he's got to be human or elf. It didn't look like an orc, so I'm very curious to see how that goes and if he is the one in charge. They were about to kill. He seems definitely to be someone who's important. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where that role's going to go. Obviously, we had, Galadriel arrive at those islands with the captain and meets, his family as well, and kind of those relationships, and learn more of that, the, humans and elves, once were welcome here, and that history, and that Halbrand is actually a king who's in exile. And we learn more about the Harfoot's backstory as well, as they started their migration with this creature. And, obviously everybody in the Harfoot community knows about this thing now. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the show. I think it's doing a good job. It feels very Tolkien. It feels very much like we're in that world. So I'm very curious to see where we're going to go. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
Times our island just needs a stretch. Just like you.
I think that's more than a stretch. Okay, she's meeting babies, and the island is shaking. That can't be good. Oh my god. Was that the water? Oh my gosh. What is happening? This has to be a dream or a nightmare or something. Oh my god, the entire island's destroyed. What? Oh, thank god. I was like, what are we doing here? Cheese and rice.
We may have a bit of a squall on our hands.
Elf ships on our shore. Elf workers!
Yeah, they're definitely not happy with this situation.
Workers who don't sleep!
Literally one elf and they've lost their minds.
What would she see? Men of Númenor? Or a gaggle of mewling children?
Yeah, I don't think she would pay you any attention, to be honest.
But now one elf, a castaway, could threaten us. Look down.
Their insecurities are showing.
Threaten us.
They're like, well, when you put it like that, actually, we're fine. Yeah, we know she had earned her apprenticeship.
She will remain, as always, a kingdom of men.
Not where I thought we were going, but here we are. He's like, yeah, you were right to complain. Yeah, men only. No elves.
Leaderless. But with your backing, they might unite behind his banner. And fight.
What do you mean, backing?
Yeah, she wants them to fight for her, obviously.
To reforge the alliance between Númenor and elves. And fight with me. To save the men of the Southlands.
I don't think they're gonna go for that, but she can ask.
Nevertheless, Númenor has chosen another path.
They're going in a different direction, which is not helping you.
Then I have little choice but to ask for another. One with Númenor's true ruler. Your father.
Oh, now she's calling the big guns.
Not understand, Galadriel, daughter of Finarfin.
And you should stand aside, that I might present my proposal to one who holds the authority to answer it.
Lady Galadriel.
Oh, fighting words.
Not be quelled by you, Regent.
And now they're all in jail. Well, this backfired. Yeah, that's what we saw before. Yeah, this voice is like calling him to this place.
I let it slip.
I've seen you ease that Helliard proper 100 times. That was deliberate.
Yeah, he did it on purpose. It is he wants to get kicked off, I'm guessing. Yeah.
All three of you!
Oh no! That's not what he wanted. Oh.
You sorry? You just set our whole lives on fire! Where's that chamber pot? I think I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah, this was something that obviously worked very hard for, so...
All I wanted on that vote. I did everything I was supposed to do to earn it, and what did you do?
Yeah, it's definitely a Nepo baby. Well, good morning to you, too. Yeah, the fact that they all bow to him, like this, like, through the trenches type of POV. Oh, he is an elf! Oh my gosh. An elf is controlling the orcs. Alright, okay. That's what Vinny sounds like when he snores. And yeah, he's got some scar on his face as well. It almost looks like a footprint or something, or like scales, like there's a pattern to it.
Miles of them. Why do the orcs call you father?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm curious to find out more about this character. Yeah. Oh, cheese and rice. This thing's still around? Oh my gosh.
What message?
We saw him kill an orc with a tiny stick, so I'm sure he could kill this guy, but it sounds like they're gonna let him go anyway.
Grab what we can, quick and quiet. Don't never even know we were there.
What poor thug will you rope into that?
Yeah, who's going on that mission? No, yeah, that's a bad idea.
We are doing everything we can.
Well, I'm not.
Theo! Theo! You can either help me, or you can make it harder.
Yeah, obviously everybody just packed up and carried what they could, and now they've got to figure out a plan to feed all these people. But it's interesting to see inside the Elven Tower. Oh, gosh.
Should never have let you talk me into this.
Better hope you find some potatoes. Yeah, and he still has that sword.
Don't be such a soft belly. Come on.
Is he getting meaner? Like, is like the power from the sword? He seems to be definitely more assertive, but we didn't know him for very long before he found this thing, so... Oh, God, yeah, get out of there. That's a grim scene. Yeah, we know orcs don't like the sun, but that doesn't mean they can't come inside. Nope. Get out of there, kid! Oh no! Oh my gosh! That guy is sick. What a sick pup. That's what they've been looking for. They said the orcs have been like raiding their— Oh my god! Oh my god! What? Well, now it's a real sword. Cheese and rice. That's exactly what the orcs have been looking for. We know the orcs and Sauron go together like peanut butter and jelly.
I found it!
That kid inadvertently, yeah, gave it away. Yeah. Didn't realize what he had. He's like, wells don't usually make sounds, so... You can't hide in there forever.
Either he's avoiding me, or he's hiding something.
Yeah, we never saw what was inside that box, so I think he's hiding something.
One would almost think it's suspicious.
Are you suggesting Durin's got himself a wee girlfriend? Who'd have him? These Waynes are turning my mind to mush. He was off to mine Quartz Chasm today.
I feel like she's covering for him. Like, she's like, oh, I forgot to mention.
Calling a dwarf dishonest in her own home. It's a recipe for strong gravy.
What is that kind of threat?
Without taking his chiseling axe. And why would you be preparing his favorite meal if he's gone to a chasm that takes 2 full days to descend?
Yeah, she's covering for him for sure.
Quartz Chasm. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, he's obviously right here, and she's lying for him.
Certainly not. Lucky my future queen could convince a water rat to wear a mink coat. We're making good progress in the old mine.
Oh yeah, don't elves have like great hearing? Yeah. And now he knows. It would just be so immersive and you would just feel so like in the story.
What's your reason he sent you here to begin with? You want it for yourself.
Durin want what?
Oh, he thinks that guy sent him. Yeah.
Nothing for whatever is in that chamber. I do care for you.
Does he really not know, or?
Do not become it. What is the meaning of all this?
It does seem genuine, but whether his boss sent him there as like a trap?
And the power of this stone will doom you and your kin to sorrow to your last day on this Middle Earth.
Wow, 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 wow. No big deal.
Will end in my ears alone.
Oh yeah, that was the box. We didn't get to see what was inside.
Almost seems lit from within.
I tell you, this could be the beginning of a new era for our people.
Yeah, if they can make weapons out of it, yeah.
Then why all the secrecy? Why not celebrate this?
Because they don't want other people to know that they have it, obviously, because then they'll make weapons out of it.
So you really did come all this way just for an egg?
Yeah, it seems like it's like steel almost, like it's silver and... And again, we see like friendship being a key part of the Tolkien world.
Friendship.
Like, obviously there's a lot of trust going on in this situation, like... Oh no! Oh, the mine! Oh my gosh! No, 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 no!
There's 4 dwarfs down there!
Oh my gosh! He said it was perilous to try and mine it too. Oh my gosh. She's like, this was not the plan at all. I wanted to be on my way. Now she's just rage pacing in her cell.
And exploit it.
No. Give them a means of mastering it.
Yeah, Halbrand definitely seems to be a little bit more like, I don't want to say cunning.
During which you managed to demand a ship, insult her people, defy her orders, none of which quickened her pulse.
Yeah, Galadriel is very, like, direct, and this is what I want, and I'm gonna get it, or else. And Halbrand is very much like, let's play this game, let's do this dance a little bit. Yeah, she's very headstrong, and he's trying to teach her to, like, play the game a little bit, and, you know, be a little bit more like a chess match, as opposed to just saying the first thing that comes to your mind.
I wouldn't advise that.
I can't very well let her leave.
She's throwing them in the cell. Bye. This plan backfired for them big time. I just walk away, buddy.
How did you know I would come here?
A garrison of troops who waits outside to escort you to your ship.
She obviously didn't want Galadriel to see her dad like this.
Few know the full extent of his decline. I should like to keep it that way.
Yeah, she doesn't want people finding out, obviously. Yeah.
7 seeing stones there once were. The other 6 either lost or hidden.
Okay, interesting.
And with it, a secret.
There's always secrets in this place, man. What's going on?
Place your hand upon it.
But I'm glad these two seem to be getting along. Oh, that was cool. I thought she was literally breaking it, but it's like a memory ball or like a looking into the future, the seeing stone. Oh, that's what she saw in her dreams too. The island flooding.
Something that will never come to pass. It has already come to pass. The vision begins with your arrival.
Oh, shoot.
Tomorrow, I will announce that you are gone. And this crisis ended.
But if her arriving is like the catalyst for all of this, then...
I know what it is to be the only one. The only one who sees.
Yeah, she's like, I need to convince you. They need her help, obviously, to fight Sauron.
Let Numenor fight alongside the elves once more.
Given how the people reacted, I can't see them being into that, but... I think she's gonna stay on the safe path.
Galadriel. But it is too fine a thread from which to hang a kingdom.
Yeah, it'd be a lot to risk, obviously, and she doesn't really have any proof, and neither does Galadriel at this point. Like, she has her sign, but she's not walking in with an orc's head. Oh, my heart. This kid, don't think he's gonna make it. And he's got his one bag of rice. He's like, I have to go back with something. It's terrifying. They're literally everywhere, and he's so outnumbered. Like, oh my gosh. And of course, it's nighttime now, so they not have to worry about the sun. Like, he's at a complete disadvantage. I knew he was smiling too soon. Yep. Oh my god. Theo!
Maybe losing your arm will loosen your lips.
Oh my god. Oh! I hope that's his mom. I hope that's Bronwyn. Oh, yes! They did let him go.
They are coming.
Yeah. Let's chit-chat later, bud. Time to go. That is terrifying. This slow-mo, just orc, army running through the forest. Oh my gosh. Oh, is he trying to catch arrows? Oh my, I guess it worked. Oh! Okay, Robin Hood. Oh, come on, Sunshine. We need you now. Well, that's good timing. Did Durian not make it back out? I don't see him. Oh,
I cannot stop thinking that if you'd not gone down there, Durin might have been in that shaft.
Yeah, he 100% would have. Okay, good. I'm glad he's alive.
All of them alive.
Your father must be so relieved.
He shut it down.
Oh no.
Wondering, what might he think if he were watching me?
Yeah, they both seem to be kind of in the shadow of their father still, and and the legacy that they've built, obviously, and Durian.
Do not waste what time you have left with yours.
Yeah, it's like if you have to say something, find a way to communicate and find a way to say it, because obviously they have to keep working together.
Then I fear I have no choice but to amend your husband's account. There were 3 trolls, and it was I who saved him. When I came upon him in the forest, he was in the midst of dodging their mallet blows.
Oh man. Well, obviously Durian saw this mine and this, metal as a way to bring the dwarves into the future and this new weapon, but...
Proud and stubborn, and I was wrong.
Did her father pass away? Oh god, if the last thing he said to his dad, oh no.
Forever am I with you, my son.
Oh. Cute little moment.
Work. Good, my son. Good. Go to Linden.
Yeah, I wonder if his mentor had some alternative plan that Elrond didn't know about.
Thank you.
Are we finally gonna...
Your people may live if you forsake all claim to these lands.
Well, I don't think that's gonna go over well. Yeah, no, thank you.
Come off it, lad. You know of what I speak.
Oh, he knows too? Okay. Yep, they've got the same mark. Oh, cheese and rice.
Have you heard of him, lad? Have you heard of Sauron?
Oh, yep, there it is. Yeah, this kid had no idea what it was, obviously.
You'll need it for what's coming.
Well, that's not ominous at all. Yeah, I don't think he knew what it was when he picked it up, but obviously he's become obsessed with it, like he's constantly trying to look at it, and... yeah, oh, that's an arm. Oh. I don't think that's how she wants to leave. Obviously, she was hoping they could form some kind of alliance, but a Queen Regent's not willing to risk it, so Galadriel's on her own again.
They'll be gathering soon in the court and in the plaza to hear your announcement.
Which is... Okay, are they...
Not to keep them.
Are they joining them? Interesting, okay. I think the people are going to lose their minds. They were revolting when she took power, and that's how she kind of calmed them down, was saying that they'd never work with the elves again, so... This doesn't look like a excited look. I think, is that part of the seer? Like the next...
The white tree fall, 'tis no idle thing.
There we go. Okay.
Waiting to burst forth as the rising sun.
Sounds like she's rallying the troops, so...
I've decided to personally escort the elf back to Middle-earth.
Not where I thought we were going. Okay.
Who is willing to commit themselves to our Queen Regent's protection?
I mean, that's one way to kind of get an army's, like, a few people, I'm sure.
I will serve.
I will serve.
Yeah, he can't just let his friends go and he can't volunteer. I'm sure his dad's not thrilled about that, but... Yeah, instead of asking for an army, they're like, oh, who will protect the queen? And they're kind of both getting what they want. So that was my first time watching Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 4. It definitely feels like we're starting to learn more backstory, and I feel like things are still stirring in the background. Obviously, the orcs find out that Theo has this sword now, and we have that scene where he's trying to escape the village, get back to his tower. I was very worried, especially when Bronwyn came running towards them. I was worried. Basically, it's like, hey, you know, be on my team or I'm going to destroy you, and obviously they're not going to pledge fealty to Adar, and this, I feel like the next episode, or possibly the episode after, is very much going to be the orcs either planning their attack or, you know, the attack actually happening on the Elven Tower, because they know that's where he went. Like, they were so close to catching him. The sunrise just came up as they were in that clearing and they were able to make their escape, but it was very obvious like where they were going, and there's only so many places they can hide. So I don't know how these people are going to prepare for this attack, because it's only going to be a matter of time, and especially I imagine it would be at night, considering that's when the orcs would have, free reign. They wouldn't have to worry about the sun. And these very much seem like everyday people. They're not trained warriors. They're not, like the soldier. So I don't know what that's going to look like, how they're going to be able to, fortify this tower. I would imagine the tower would have some security measures and some stuff in place that they could utilize, but again, they're barely getting by with food supplies. Like, they had to, go into town to try and find food in the first place. So if you're already, underfed or your resources are dwindling, how good are you going to be at fighting off these very powerful, very weaponized orcs? So I'm very worried. And then we see Theo and that other guy have the similar mark, and that's the barn he stole it from as well. And clearly he had found it first, and he just gets this crazed look in his eye that kind of reminds me of Gollum, which obviously makes sense for Lord of the Rings. Like, it's like this feverish, obsessive nature to, I need this sword, like the power is something you don't understand. And I don't think Theo knew what it was when he picked it up, but obviously, he realizes now that this thing is very important, and nobody else knows that he has it except for this guy, and that's what the orcs are coming to take. And if his mom knew what it was, I don't know what Theo's going to do. I'm sure he knows that the orcs are not giving up, that they're going to keep searching for him and they're going to keep coming. And whether he's going to give it up, if he's going to, I have no idea, especially considering he's still relatively young. Like, he's got to be a teenager. So I imagine this would be very intense, and I definitely feel like he likes the power that this sword has, whether he knows the full scope of it or not, but I don't think he wants to give it up. And how many people are going to get hurt before the orcs, again, they're not going to give up. They're relentless, and there's only going to be more of them. So yeah, I'm a little worried to see where that's going to go. Galadriel and Halbrand are still on the island, although it looks like Galadriel and Míriel were able to form some kind of alliance, which I'm so glad they did. I was worried, the way they cut it with their last conversation, it definitely sounded like Míriel was going to go the safe route, which, and would be understandable as well, considering she'd be risking her whole, legacy and her whole community of these people to go fight something that she hasn't really seen. And we see the state of the king, her dad as well, and I think that kind of softens Galadriel a little bit, and maybe taking some of the advice she was given to, be a little bit more strategic with your words and not come in, very blunt and very, this is what I want and you're going to give it to me, or else I'm going to do, be a little bit more of the chess player and a little bit more of strategic. And I think once she saw Míriel's dad, it kind of brought down some of those walls, and they could kind of speak to each other a little bit easier. And obviously that ball, that, seer, that flood that we saw in Míriel's dream as well was going to be the destruction. And, the elf's arrival was the first, I don't want to say prophecy, but the first piece of that puzzle. And I feel like that really terrified Míriel, because obviously that was complete destruction of everything she's known. The island would be completely gone. You don't really see where this wave is coming from. It's just this wall of water basically destroying the entire island and everybody on it. So I think the way that they played it was pretty clever, having people volunteer to be protection for the queen, as opposed to being like, hey, this elf wants an army, who wants to join, playing it up, because obviously their loyalty is very much to the queen. And although they seem very, very apprehensive about supporting an elf in any way, those men were shouting in the streets, like, the elves are going to take our jobs, and just one elf showed up and they're panicked, because clearly there's a long history and they do not want to go back to the way things were. And that was echoed, they supported that, saying no elf will ever, take your jobs, over my dead body, basically. And to spin it saying, hey, be the queen's protector, that plays a lot to their loyalty, which clearly they are. And now it sounds like all of these ships are going to go to Middle Earth, which I'm very curious to see how that's going to go. Obviously, Galadriel is getting what she wanted, because she's got her army. She's going back to Middle Earth. It says they were leaving in 10 days. So I don't know if that'll be the next episode, but she's definitely making her way back, and I'm terrified of what they're going to find, when they get there. Obviously, we didn't have Nori in this episode, so I'm assuming the migration is continuing as normal. Elrond and the dwarves, we were finally able to figure out what, secret they've been keeping. So this ore, this, material that they want to build weapons out of. And there was a lot of, friendship conversations and a lot of father-son conversation in this episode as well. And Tolkien is big on friendship. Like, that's such a big piece of Lord of the Rings. Yes, there's action and adventure and, you know, the ring, obviously, but again, it's nice to see that carried over into this story as well, that, you know, Elrond and Durin, at the heart of it, they're friends. And, you know, as strategic as they might be to, okay, I want the dwarves to help me build this tower, I'm going to go ask a favor, they're still friends. And the dwarves, you know, trusting Elrond with this piece, literally giving him a sample of it and saying, like, hey, this cannot leave this room. Like, that's a huge, you know, amount of trust in somebody, especially when they haven't seen each other in 20 years, 25 years. And, you know, the mine collapsing and everything like that, and that whole project being shut down, to see Durin, you know, kind of revolt against his father, being like, he clearly wants to be in charge, but it's not his time yet. And when we had that end scene, I thought, okay, maybe his dad is finally gonna pass on the crown, he's finally gonna let him run things. But instead we had this really sweet moment of like, hey, you don't need to forgive me. And Durin comes in, you know, after talking to Elrond and realizing that this relationship isn't going to be here for forever, and, you know, he fully admits his wrong, says like, I was being, you know, hot-headed. And there was such a sweet moment to see their bond and to hear more about Elrond's backstory with his dad, and how both of these characters are kind of just living in the shadow of their fathers. Even though Elrond's father has since, you know, passed away, Durin and his dad obviously still have time, and he's like, hey, don't miss out on these opportunities, like, you have a chance to talk to him, like, you should go do that. And to see like a true friendship and to be able to offer advice. And of course they go back to bickering about how they met and, you know, the entire situation, but just to see their friendship, I think, is such a key piece. And especially since the elves don't have a lot of allies, it feels like they're slowly turning the tide. Like, if the humans, you know, from this island and Galadriel are now, you know, maybe not aware that they're doing this, but are taking the right steps to maybe form another alliance, and, you know, the elves and the dwarves possibly making this alliance, at least to build this tower and to help out. So as much as I love a good, you know, battle scene, and I think you need that in this type of show, especially with Lord of the Rings, there's so many fight sequences, but I'm glad they're taking the time to explore and expand those relationships. Especially with a show, you kind of have a little bit of space to build those out. You're not stuck to a, you know, hour and a half format to get in all of these stories. Overall, I thought it was a decent episode. I know there's a season 2, so I'm curious, especially as we get into the later half of this season, what pieces we're going to see completed, what they're going to push to the next season. But I'm really enjoying it. I like the, you know, characters I think are great. The entire sets, the props, everything feels very much in this Tolkien world. And I like our different, you know, storylines that we get to follow. I still feel like Galadriel is the main driving force, even though she may not have as much screen time anymore. Obviously, these other pieces are all at play and they're all, you know, connected, but I still feel like she is our main character. So thank you so much for sharing on this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Okay, she's meeting babies, and the island is shaking, and now they're all in jail. Well, this backfired. Better hope you find some potatoes. Yeah, and he still has that sword. Yeah, it'd be a lot to risk, obviously, and she doesn't really have any proof, and neither does... And he's got his one bag of rice. He's like, I have to go back with something. Oh, come on, Sunshine, we need you now!